Hello, welcome, and thank you for being here. I hope you're having a gorgeous day or night. Let's get you a little clarity, see what Spirit would like you to know. This reading is timeless and collective. See what feels like it resonates. Always follow and trust that divine connection in you to your higher self, to God, to Source, to the universe. The answer is always in you. We already have cards flying out. And try to make balanced decisions between logic and intuition. So your decisions are sound. They're based in love for the highest and greatest good of everybody. So we're all uplifted in love. Messages already want to come out. So let's see what God, Source, Holy Spirit, Christ consciousness, our higher selves, angels, and energies of love have for the highest, greatest good of all. This is number 21. So it is like an ending. Maybe there was an ending, but it says hello again. So this, I am getting that I'm getting an unfinished symphony, something that wasn't, completely closed out. It could also be a situation that keeps going around and around, or in and out, or maybe, I don't know why I just saw a desert. Maybe it's been a long dry spell. Maybe there's a person or even a project or something like that either you haven't done in a while, you put it away, it's, half created, or this is more like unfinished business with a certain person and somebody is finally coming back, finally opening up. But with that recycling energy, if somebody is coming back, I get that they are coming back changed, different, because I always think of that weird, I don't know, there was a billboard one time and it said, it had a picture of a hairbrush and it said like, I used to be a plastic bag. So I feel like somebody has gone through complete transformation, but that could also be you. Maybe you've had a little glow up. This does kind of look like a shopping bag. So I feel like maybe you've started to make healthier choices. You're more in tune with the natural rhythm of your environment or yourself. I am getting that you're more in tune with your body. It says recover. I actually hear rediscover. Maybe there's something you felt like you lost about yourself. Because I'm getting kind of, wow, I just heard Tears Dry on Their Own by Amy Winehouse. That was sort of interesting. I'll put that song in the playlist for you guys. Maybe you had some tears. They've dried up. You feel better. You started making different decisions. I'm definitely getting a glow up or a transformation or a change. I also feel like maybe with that bag, you've gotten rid of the baggage, learned from some past cycles. What else? Let's clarify recycle, recover, and hello again. Maybe somebody is calling you. It starts with a hello. You run into somebody in the grocery store. I am getting kind of an unplanned reunion here. But I am seeing with those arrows now that even if this is an unplanned encounter, it's still been circulating in somebody's mind that they hoped it would happen. So even if this is unexpected, I feel like somebody has kind of replayed the possibility of this scenario quite a few times. Maybe that's you. Tell us a little more about 21. 21 also breaks down to a 3. So a creative energy. Also, it's the birthing of a new energy. It's where, the masculine, feminine come together, entwine, and create a new, I actually did hear project, very big, but I also heard partnership. So if this is a partnership from the past, it's coming in a different formation, and I heard another level. But maybe you leveled up, maybe this person leveled up. I'm also getting, for some of you, if that's business, somebody went to school, or somebody learned some skills, or somebody maybe took a pause, but if they're coming back around, and I just heard joining forces with you, this could be a collaboration kind of energy. Maybe you're the one that learned some things along the road, or in some time apart. I feel like whatever was learned or experienced independently, if this is two people or you in a group, when it comes back together, I keep hearing this entwining of energy, or this recreation of something. So I'm also sort of getting that some of you might be doing something with refurbishing. Well, I'm getting a lot of messages off of that card. Maybe refurbishing something. Maybe there's even something you're fixing up. I also see somebody doing some, I want to say like thrifting, or maybe you're just mending some clothes. Maybe you have like a favorite dress or a favorite suit or something like that, and it lost a button, so you haven't worn it. Fix the button. I also feel like some of you have something beautiful that you've bought and it was like just a little too long, or just not quite like right in the waist. There's something like that where I feel like you should actually, you know, go to a tailor, a seamstress, or if you know how to do it yourself, maybe you have a friend that knows how to fix something, because I see you looking pretty sharp, but it's not looking so sharp if it's just hanging in your closet. So, interesting. Tell us more. What else would be helpful to know? Let's see if anything else flips out from this deck. Yeah, you got some energy coming through. Some of you are getting a phone call. You also have some good luck. Maybe if you see, this is a very like interesting thing here. If you see change on the floor, don't ignore it. Always pick it up, even if it's a penny. You know, because there's something about you saying to the universe, yes, I know that's only a penny, but whatever you send, you feel gratitude towards. So when you start to accept it, it starts to flow more and also gets bigger. So maybe you start by finding a penny or a nickel or a dime, but then you find $100 in an old purse you forgot about. I'm also getting maybe a lost check. These are the other two cards that fell. A lost check. I'm looking at this like you wonder where that went. Or you wonder where that thing you lost is. I feel like some of you are going to find something really special that you thought you lost. Maybe you even forgot that you lost it until you find it. You definitely have good luck on your side. This is a 10, so it's almost like the Wheel of Fortune. Fortune is spinning in your favor. Good luck. I feel like you stumble upon something just in the right moment. Or I'm even getting a conversation. Maybe you have a conversation about your project or something you've done, and I feel like somebody has an introduction for you, whether that's to a person that can help you in your business, or maybe a new job, or maybe your future lover, maybe even a new bestie. I feel like maybe it starts with a conversation and it's like, wow, what are the chances that that person would be the one to direct you over there, or present some important information. I feel like you almost walk into like a field of 4-leaf clovers. So I don't feel like this is one lucky situation. I feel like there's something that grows in increments. And with the dime, also I'm getting that some of you might have synchronistic messages, have something to do with finding money. Maybe dimes is a symbol for you, or pennies. I also feel like some of you might have some hellos from somebody you care about that's crossed to the other side, and you're gonna know if that's your message. I also feel like you're gonna see something so many times, even if this is, I'm getting a new symbol. So maybe for some of you it's not coins, it's feathers. Maybe for some of you it's birds. Maybe for some of you it's fireflies or dragonflies, or what is the other one, like lady dragons. I can't get the other one. Damsel flies. I think that's right. Although I like damsel dragon better. So there's something that's coming through, and it's like a little spiritual fire in your ass. It's illuminating you. It's renewing the sense of wonder that maybe there's a solution, maybe there's a way through, maybe there's a brand new epiphany or idea you should get to. So whatever it is, it's powering you up. But it's interesting because there's no power lines on this. So there's something about your power or your energy, not like it's like a self energizing battery. Whereas maybe before you always had a certain source you had to plug into to rely on. I feel like now that source is within you, within spirit. Wow, I like these messages. Also, some of you are getting a really important phone call. I do feel like some of you were maybe on hold. I also see somebody like texting. Like they're texting, they're sending you a message or typing you an email, something like that. Maybe it's even, you know, handwritten. And I feel like something either, I just heard got lost in translation. So maybe somebody did send that text and it wasn't received in the same, you know, like it was received weird, but the intentions were totally different. Maybe that's a message for some of you. If you tend to do something quickly and auto-correct, send some funny texts out, maybe that's the time to pick up the phone and do the old-fashioned phone call. So you can actually hear somebody's voice, hear their responses, hear the inflections, their humor, all that. But I do feel like somebody was writing you a message. I looked at that at 11:11 and they like backtracked. Because I see a current of energy, like, but I see a block on that line. So maybe somebody wanted to send a message and they stopped themselves. Maybe somebody's finally hitting send. But this is a surge in power that's coming through. And I feel like that's mostly within you, but maybe for some of you, when that good luck starts to roll on in and things start to change, you head to that, you know, field of four-leaf clovers. Maybe that's why your energy feels revamped, revitalized. I'm just getting like somebody was like ready to go. Somebody's ready to floor it. So also with a sense of wonder, that's curiosity. Maybe somebody's curious about you. Maybe you got somebody moving. Maybe you're the one that put a little spiritual fire in someone's butt. Or I'm even getting that someone feels like you are that one that has that wisdom or points them in the right direction where all of a sudden they feel like their luck has changed. But I feel like that's because you were that power source. You were that muse. You were the catalyst. You were something special here. And I'm heavily getting that somebody recognizes that. I actually hear that you deserve a big ass thank you or a hug, or they feel a lot of gratitude towards you. If they don't yet, this is somebody that absolutely will. Let's see what all these numbers are. I need to put my readers on. You have a 10, 21. So like the Wheel of Fortune, the world. 44, which is a master number, also takes you to an 8, which is prosperity. It is power. It's also like the infinity sign, you know, like a, I don't know, like a continual, I'm kind of getting a continual movement of energy, even if you kind of dip underneath the horizon or the surface or something that's always going to breach the surface and be seen from an elevated perspective. And then you have 36, which brings you to another 8. So that breaks down to a 1, a 3, an 8, 8. I feel like that's part of a address or a phone number or something like that. So let's go to something else. Let me go grab a deck. I grabbed a deck of cards I have not used in a very long time, but I feel like we should kind of bounce around through different categories here quick. So let's go to, this is the Life Purpose Oracle cards. Let's just get you one prominent message on life purpose. And this might not be the whole life, but this is a purposeful energy right now with where you are in your life. So what is a life purpose message right now for the collective that is connected here and watching this reading? What would be the most helpful message to know about? And I love that. So there is something about recycling. There's something about connecting to nature here. You got the two first ones from the deck that popped on out. So maybe some of you, if you haven't been recycling, maybe it's time to get yourself organized. I also feel like some of you could probably I'm getting like be helpful or teach, or I'm getting that recreation with, what is that thing? Like one man's trash is another man's treasure, because now I see the thrift store again. So maybe there's something that somebody just kind of threw away as trash and you're like, oh, that's like an antique, or that's like really valuable, or I could really make some art out of that. Oh yeah, that gave me goosies, guys. Some of you are artists, and I feel like some of you are using natural materials. Maybe that's something that has to do with leaves, or I don't know why I see pressed flowers. There's also a lot of lavender in the background. Maybe some of you do something with essential oils. There's something about lavender. You're an earth angel. Well, yeah, you are. So you're here to protect something. You're here to teach something. You're here to keep wondering, keep questioning, bring your powerful spiritual energy into this world to create changes that no one else can. And I feel like for some of you, you might feel like, you know, your community, or I hear your outreach, or maybe who you feel like you are connecting to, you feel like it's like, I don't know why I see it like a small fishbowl, but I see that field now. So I feel like I just heard small beans. If you felt like what you're doing is like small beans or never going to make a difference, that's not true. Even if it's like the butterfly effect, maybe you affect one person that maybe has a bigger outreach or a bigger influence, and all of them positively affect someone else. Because now I see 4-leaf clovers and lavender like circling the world. And now I just thought of bees. If some of you are thinking about being a beekeeper, definitely, I highly recommend it. You're an earth angel who was born to protect, nurture, and teach about nature and animals. Maybe some of you are even taking a class that has something to do with nature, bugs, clean power, free power. You know, not needing the power lines. I'm getting a little Tesla energy here. Maybe you even work with metals or materials like cement or stone or marble. I do feel, or I do see someone either, I actually see like a stone house, but then I see a stone walkway. So maybe it's not doing art, but maybe you're doing some building with some organic natural materials. I hear earth home or earth school, and I just thought of tiny homes. Maybe some of you also do something with water, filtration, cleaning up an environment. I feel like some of you might even be volunteering to, like, I know this is just simple, but like picking up trash on the side of the road. I feel like even if you're walking by maybe a neighbor's house and you see that somebody threw their like soda bottle out, or their, I don't know why I just saw like a fast food bag. Maybe pick it up for them, throw it away. Maybe you're even thinking about, you know, that, but I feel like you're also teaching that. So maybe if there's younger energies that are kind of messy, you're like, no, take it to the garbage. No, that one you recycle. Thank you. You know, I do feel like you are setting a good example. And because it says animals here, I do see like somebody doing bird watching. I feel like that came through in another reading, but maybe you're doing some kind of animal conservation, or even study. I do feel like some of you might be going to school for something really weird. Like I actually see dinosaurs or dragonflies, or, maybe something even with herbs. Maybe some of you are going to school or thinking about being a naturopath. But animals, I feel like you do connect to animals. So notice how animals are around you, because I feel like a lot of you have it's interesting, a calm / alpha presence. And I feel like animals connect to you. I also feel like some of you are getting some signals, synchronicities, and signs from nature. So pay attention to if a fox crosses your path, or a bear shows up in the creek, or an eagle flies by your head, or I see raccoons. which I know they can be like a nuisance because they go through garbage. So maybe it's not even garbage you pick up because somebody threw it out their car window or your neighbors are a mess, but maybe it's like the raccoons or the bears got in the garbage. Time to pick that up. But I see their little hands. There's something about the raccoon's hands that fascinate me. So maybe you are doing something physical with your hands. I also feel like there's something about problem solving and tools. So maybe it's having the right tools. Wow, that was a lot off of those cards. I do feel like we should still do a well-rounded reading. So if some of you are curious about love, let's get you a message. Is this the right one? Yeah. So if some of you are thinking about love right now, or a certain person is on your mind, let's go like random today. Let's go to the divine truth and get you maybe one message to see what would be helpful for you to know. What would be helpful for the collective to know on maybe romance, but maybe just platonic relationships. Maybe somebody is thinking about you or you're thinking about them. Tell us what would be helpful to know when it comes to love for the collective, please and thank you. That's good. That it's all about stepping into your sovereignty, your feminine power. You are either connecting to or embodying the divine feminine. You are creating, whether it doesn't even matter if what gender you are. You know, this is you tapping into your divine feminine energy. This is you creating transformation and inspiring others that it's okay to change, that it's great to evolve, that it's not about staying, you know, down on the ground like a caterpillar. It's really owning your own power and going through that transformation to release your wings, to really fly, to elevate. It's also saying that you're not only an earth angel, you're a goddess. So somebody sees you as pretty divine here. You're a goddess who healed me and transformed me into my higher self. If you inspired anybody, whether it's just this one person or not, to really want to do inner reflection, accept transformation and change, and then actually make internal and external differences in their life to do so, I feel like I should high five you. High five. Good. You should be proud of yourself. That's how we heal the earth. And there's a, you know, this powerful feminine energy. I feel like, I don't want to say like it's finally getting some headlines, but I do feel like there's something about this feminine energy that was sort of like brushed away for so many hundreds and thousands of years. And I feel like now is the time to really embrace that transparency, that strength. And I feel like there's something about being recognized into your higher self. Let's get one more. I love that the divine feminine came through. So I said something before about somebody being really grateful to you. So maybe that's your divine masculine. Maybe that's a divine masculine, even if it's not yours. But I also feel like there's a lot of feminine energies that have been given permission and felt more empowered to embrace what they knew was in them all along, or what they felt was coming. Why is that a song? I feel it. Is that the Weekend? I feel it coming. That's a sassy song. Ooh, maybe somebody's coming. Maybe that's you tapping deeply into your intuition. You know something's coming. You might not know what, but there's this. I'm getting like this build up. Ooh, anticipation. I like that. I'm not sure why that came through right now. If they're not coming yet, they're thinking about it. So there's definitely somebody fantasizing about change, fantasizing about you. This is somebody that's not just in la la land though. This is actually somebody thinking and manifesting some legit solid experiences. They're inserting you into their plans of the future. This is somebody that's recognizing that they want to be with you with whether it's just traveling the world together, just being in your space, creating a space together. If, like, they're thinking about what your home would look like, what it'd be like to see you brush your teeth. If you don't have children yet, what your children would look like. If somebody already has children, all the things they could do, like I'm getting like activities they could do with the children together, but the two of you together, not one person and the kids. I feel like they see this as a unit. They want to take vacations. They're thinking about kids. They're thinking about their home. They want everything. This is somebody that's not just in la la land, like, oh, you're really hot, you're really sexy, you're like a goddess, there's so much chemistry. This is someone that's like, no, I want the reality, not just that fantasy. So let's stop with that. Let's stop with that and let's go to the tarot. So let's do the light seers. Let's clarify. And then if this is not somebody fantasizing about the divine feminine, this is absolutely the divine feminine energy fantasizing and dreaming about having something really solid and stable and long-lasting and true. Because I do feel like the power went out, or there definitely had to be something that like transformed. I feel like this lucky energy is definitely coming in. I feel like you're gifted clues along your path, and environmentalist, there's something about your environment that's going to change. Maybe it's your inner environment that has had to change first. You really believing in yourself, knowing what you deserve. Because if there's a divine feminine energy there, divine feminine is kind of a badass. You know, that feminine energy isn't going to allow anything in her environment or in her world that doesn't follow through. You know, that's not on equal ground. It's not about being on a pedestal, or, you know, one has the wings to fly and one's crawling on the ground. This is somebody who, like, I'm actually seeing meets her eye to eye. But it's also knowing what to allow in, what to let go of, and the divine feminine, what to also pursue. Because the divine feminine just can't be in the feminine. It has to have a divine masculine in there too, to know when to do, when to pursue, when to, like, I'm getting like go all in or go after something or someone. I mean, there has to be balance wherever it is. So let's see. Wow, that was so quick. Well, it looks like somebody does want to woo you, or this is you really wanting to woo someone. You have the Knight of Cups. So this is somebody that wants to have romance. This is somebody that wants to put energy into dating. This is somebody who, I like that they got off their horse. They put on their Converse. They're not even completely laced up, and they're sitting on a bench waiting for, so even with this, there's an arrival. Maybe you meet somebody halfway. It looks like there's a love letter down there, a basket to have a picnic. And is this horse a unicorn? I don't think so, but the light that's kind of shining up there sort of does look like it's a unicorn. So maybe this is a magical energy. This is somebody who took off their hat. I feel like this is somebody coming in with, I'm getting like badass chivalry. I can't say the word. Hell. They're chivalrous. Oh, and you have the star sitting here looking at me at the bottom. The tongue twister. Maybe this person is tongue-tied. I do feel like they have grace and they are kind, and it looks like this person has an offer. But with this offer, there's something about being comfortable, confident, casual. But look at those arm tattoos. There's also something that's kind of expressive, unique, creative, and individual about whoever this is. But even if this is a king or queen or emperor or empress energy, this is somebody who's opening their heart to the idea of love, opening their heart to their dream coming true, opening their heart to experiences they get to be involved in and remember. Because a night is a journey. A night is, you know, someone that's on that horse, like going to someone or going through something. So it's something that's unfolding with movement. If this is upside down, it could be that somebody came on in with a love letter and there was the best romantic, you know, picnic date here with that white, beautiful stallion ever. And then, you know, there were too many rain dates that happened afterwards. Or this person is just more in love with the idea of love than the person they are pursuing or dating. And that can be the upside down Knight of Cups. So they have this romantic sense that they want this in their life, but then not continual follow through in the same place to see how it could really solidify. But with this is somebody that I just keep hearing woo. Like they want to woo you. They want to go back to what it was like to date you. They want to take you out. Or this is you finding the right person that you go on one date with, or you already know, and all of a sudden you can see your whole lives flash before your eyes. All of these experiences that could be. But that only comes with reaching up and getting that idea of that fantasy or that wish or that dream and pulling it down with that rope of energy like the firefly here to the earth to make it reality. Otherwise, it's just out there. But this is where you have healing. This is where a dream that you didn't know if it could possibly come true starts to feel more tangible. This is where anything that felt far out of reach all of a sudden comes closer, and you see how, something can really become, something can really happen. This can really come true. And sometimes with that star energy, it's not exactly how you had imagined, but when you have that faith in the divine and openness in the universe, whether it's the person you're imagining, whether this is, you know, a dream coming true of a home business or something you were pursuing or working on or creating, or a relationship or a partnership, or just this beautiful independence in you, whatever it is you are imagining and wishing, it's going to be the right experiences so that you are exactly where you need to be, wherever you are on your journey right now. So be in the journey, be in that flow. I feel like upside down, it's still coming true. It just feels like it's across that desert to get to that oasis. You know, you can see that star in the sky, but you're thinking about how to like get the spaceship to get you up there, or how do you get that magic lasso and pull it down to you, and are you strong enough to do it? Yeah, you are. And this is where the universe presents more possibilities and solutions to you, but you also have to be the one to do some doing and allowing at the same time. It's an Aquarius energy. Hi, baby. It's really beautiful. It's like the whole universe is being brought down to you. I feel like there's something about that phrase, like busting through the glass ceiling, not putting something in a box, opening up to bigger possibilities than you ever dreamed. So, hi, baby. I want to keep these two. So let's clarify with one more from another tarot. I'll be right back. I grabbed the Archangel Power Tarot cards, and now that I'm staring at the Environmentalist, I feel like there's also something about paying attention to the energy of different environments that you frequent, and how often you frequent them, and how you feel when you are in them, or even around certain people or a certain person. And now I'm looking at this fantasizing and the sense of wonder. How long are you going to wonder before you try? What is one overall final message of insight that the angels have for the collective right now? What is one final message, please and thank you? Guess what it is? The Divine Masculine. I mean, this is my Divine Masculine card as far as the tarot goes. So you got a pretty divine couple here. Or this is the Divine Masculine and Feminine inside of you. That balance that you're finding to allow and nurture and, you know, take care of something and pursue and do. And I'm getting build, actually. So you have the Emperor. Maybe the Emperor is looking at the Divine Feminine, or the Divine Feminine is attracting the Emperor. Maybe both are fantasizing about a future. Maybe for some of you, this is coming into your world. I actually hear pretty soon. Or this could be somebody coming back, but now they've elevated. Now they've tapped into the spirituality. Because when the Emperor is just like this, he's just 3D. He could have, you know, a whole company. He could run a kingdom. He could be powerful. But it's all surface level. He's not using those beautiful wings that are right there on his back. So even if there's success, there's still that like internal dialogue, or not. Maybe it's even, I actually heard neglecting that higher sense of wonder or possibility. And there's always kind of an emptiness, also a harshness if the Emperor is upside down, because it's more like a tyrant. My way. It has to be like this. We have to build. We have to have a next goal. It's just so much energy, but it's not just that Emperor that has a little bit more of that allowance. Because when you're tapping into spiritual insight, that's not forced. That is allowed and trusted. So when this Emperor has that balance, he's badass. He's amazing. He is all of those kings combined. He can make any dream he fantasizes about come true, because he'll put the work in step by step. This is somebody that's coming in, not just with some roses or, you know, whispers, sweet nothings. This is somebody who legit. I am stumbling on my words today. I am getting that you're making somebody a little nervous. Maybe that's why somebody's holding off. I feel like it's kind of cute, but I feel like it is nerve-wracking to somebody. I feel like this is also a person that is not normally nervous. I feel like in their everyday life, they're pretty good, but for some reason, you make them all like, you know, you give them the butterflies, you make them all like goofy puss. So this is stability, efficiency, taking charge of the situation, and ambitious plans. So somebody's planning all this future, and that those plans involve another person. You better get off the throne and do some pillow talk with that Divine Feminine so they make some plans together, because there'll probably be way more amazeballs when there's two getting on the same page. If this is one person, you need to be involving your masculine and feminine side on those dreams coming true, to tap into the insight you get from spirit, ground that shit on earth, put energy into it, make it happen, and allow something to unfold in its natural timing, its organic rhythm. It's really powerful, the Four of Stability. So let's end this reading today with a message from the universe. What does the universe have to say that would be the most helpful for you today? One message, please, and thank you. It says, you're safe. You are protected. It's also interesting because here it actually literally says you are born to protect. The worst is behind you, and you are ready to move beyond the challenges that were set for you. Yeah, you took that challenge on, you did it. You passed that karmic cycle. You know, you passed that spiritual grade. You're leveling up. You're moving forward. With this, I'm getting this renewed elevation. That was kind of interesting, but this also I'm getting renewed sense of clarity, renewed sense of direction, and I don't know why I heard Hot Pursuit, and I feel like that's an 80s movie. I think it's a movie. Maybe I can find the trailer. Maybe there's something in that movie. Lessons have been learnt. It's safe for you to trust your path. If this is the path that was set up for you by God, even in that, like, in that sense, you know, you set up your soul to have lessons, to have growth down here. And I do feel like you didn't do that alone. You communed with your spirit guides, with your angels, with God, with the universe as well, to orchestrate a beautiful plan to have the most expanse for you. You also communed with soulmates and important people that you would meet at pinnacle points in your life to help you along. Same as you being the angel to help someone else along their path. You're not alone. But yet you're strong enough to stand alone because you're never alone. I hope that made sense. That was kind of weird. Is that like Michael Jackson? You are not alone. I am here with you. I think that's a Michael Jackson song, and that gave me goosies. With this, I bid you adieu. I love you so much. I hope this reading was helpful. I look forward to seeing you very soon. Bye.